What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell.
Because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another installment of this 5-video German series. I decided to do another video outside because it's such a beautiful day. The weather's getting really nice, and for one, I like being out in the nice weather. So y'all already know how I feel about Germany, right? I've made videos on why I think Germany is popular and why I love Germany, but I don't think I've ever made a video on reasons why I would never leave. So for some people, they might be wondering why I won't step foot out of this country and live anywhere else, or even go back to the US where I came. In this video, I'm going to give you 10 reasons why I will never leave Germany.
The Big 10.
Reason number one, for a lot of us, we come from places that are like hectic and super duper busy. Very busy, where you're just doing something from the moment you wake up to the moment you go back to sleep at night. I come from that kind of place, and that's the way that I've always known life to be, until I moved to Germany. Once I moved to Germany, I realized that life could slow down a little bit more without affecting your quality of life. So number one has to be the slowdown of life's pace. I know y'all heard me say this before, but if that's not a reason to believe that it's true, I don't know what is. If you're on your way to Germany, or if you live in a busy country right now, trust me when I say that you will appreciate a slowdown of life once you get to live that way. So that's my number one, getting to enjoy life a little bit more and at a slower pace. Reason number two has to be that this is kind of a travel.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about that. Because we recently went to like a beach town where we could take breaks and just go walk on the beach, and you know, it was relaxed. It wasn't super busy, and it wasn't a lot of people, and we truly enjoyed that.
We did, yeah. It wasn't that rush type of, you know, environment or scenery for us. Everything was real spaced out, and people was really in their own bubble, doing their own thing in the most calm, coolest way. So if you haven't like experienced that to the point where you are always in position to like get that rest that you would need, then I feel like people are actually missing out on life. Because that rest and that peace of mind is like, it's a real flex. I feel like that's a part of that wealthy calendar that you want to have on your gold day. You know?
And it's not just about finances, it's about peace. I love that.
That is the wealth to me. That's something money can't buy right there.
Central. As I outlined in the video before, Germany is surrounded by 9 other countries. That's 9 countries that you can visit at any time.
Oh yeah, I knew you was gonna mention that one.
For now, during the time of the recording of this video here in March. But apart from that, you're able to visit 9 other countries, and that is fabulous. I find that very, very rewarding to be able to visit other countries and not spend a heck of a whole lot of money getting there. Having 9 countries border the country you live in is just a stupendous concept. So reason number 2 for me is Germany being a traveler's centrum.
No, that's hard, because you literally get to vacate the easy way. You know what I'm saying? And literally see different. You know what I'm saying? So around in the States and America, you can do the same thing because of the states and whatnot, but I do feel that it just requires you to have that number 1 in rotation for you to enjoy number 2. What he was mentioning about that, having that peace of mind and not having to feel like you have to rush to get to certain locations. So I feel like that is important. And
the cost. Like in Europe, they have trains and things where it won't cost as much. But for us, like even traveling through the States, like I remember a flight for us, as we used to be a family of 4, just that flight alone was like $1,000, just a couple states over. I'm like,
just to go to some states.
Yeah.
Imagine we did have like that bullet train to literally go all around the states.
I know.
That's crazy. We don't have that.
Or even to Canada or Mexico.
That's wow. Ooh,
yeah.
We got some more developing to do.
Reason number 3 might be a little more close and personal to me, but I find shopping here not only a little bit cheaper, but a little bit more convenient, and also a little bit more ideal for what it is that I need. Back in the States, everything is about brands. Everything is about that name brand, that high dollar brand, the top of the line this and top of the line that, and that gets old after a while. Anybody that's lived in the US, especially the hot spots, knows what I'm talking about when I say spending money on the top brands gets old after a while. Not only does it break the bank, but you're not really getting anything different or extra than you would if you got the off brands or the less expensive brands. So spending money here in Germany, I don't find it to be awesome, but I don't find it to be as bad as where I came from. That's my number 3. Reason number 4.
I feel like the only people that would not agree with this is people who literally live to wear different brands. Or to buy the first new brand thing that comes out. Like, those people are not going to agree with this at all. I was never the trendsetter. Like, I didn't like to jump into the rides and also be the one who was setting the trend with a certain brand that popped out. I just wasn't that type. Whether it was shoes or a certain type of meal that just popped out or anything like that, I always wanted to kind of like keep myself under the radar, you know, and give certain things a
Now listen, I like looking nice, but the name don't matter.
I know you do different things.
Listen, I grew up on Payless. Okay,
we're
gonna make it look nice.
Should we say Skechers?
Skechers. Yeah.
Was it Skechers?
Yeah, I want some Skechers.
Hey, it was Skechers. I don't know.
It don't matter.
The kids was hard, bro.
Matter.
Kids was hard back in school.
Right, now don't get it twisted. I like nice things, okay?
Yeah, 100%.
I would spend a bag on a bag. Okay,
Yeah,
a nice
100%.
purse. But I'm gonna wear that purse. I'm gonna keep that purse probably for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
If I'm spending that much money on it.
It's not something I'm going to show out too quickly if
Right.
it's that important to me.
Now, name brands used to be important to me when I was single, without children.
Uh-oh.
But baby,
Uh-oh.
3 kids. Who you gotta buy clothes for almost every day because they
don't stop
steady
growing. They don't stop.
Baby, I don't care about none of that.
4 is likely another personal one dear to me. But growing up in the places that I grew up in, back in the U.S., back in the neighborhoods I grew up in, everybody's always looking to prove themselves one way or another. Everybody's looking to get some kind of respect that they feel like they're owed. I don't know for what reason. But after living in Germany, I feel like I'm surrounded by considerably less hotheads. And by that same token, I'm surrounded by considerably less show-offs. So for me, gone are the days where I'm always surrounded by one person who's trying to outdo the next person, who's trying to outdo that next person. I'm done with that. I don't see that in my life nowadays, and I feel cleansed. It's a good thing to not have to deal with one-uppers anymore. Number 5. My number 5?
Now that to me, I feel like that is true. You do have energy bugs. People who want to stay in your radar of your peripheral and kind of show you that they got something going for themselves all the time. And kind of like, and it's not where people are doing these things and you kind of notice it. It's where they're kind of tracking what you do when you do it and how you do it, and they want to kind of align with you. That's when people are like in your lane type stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm just trying to focus on me, but you're making it out to seem like that we in competition and I'm not with you at all. On no level. At all.
Beefing with yourself.
With yourself. So I feel them on that though. Yeah, they do have people that do that.
It's always gonna be me versus me. That's a crab in a bucket mentality, baby. I don't care what you got going on. We in our own lane over here. Don't care.
From a technical aspect, because technically I do have one of these, but you actually don't exactly need a car living in Germany.
Lord.
With public transportation as good as it is, and with most villages having everything that you actually need to where you really don't have to leave and go super far distances if you don't want to, there's really no need to spend lots of money on a vehicle. Now I know that makes some people's lives just a little bit easier and it's convenient in some ways, but you don't really need a car here in Germany, in my opinion. And I love that. I love the fact that if all went wrong and I ended up without a car, I just don't need one anyway. I could just take to public transportation and that would be my main way of getting around. I love that about Germany. Number 6.
All right, now Germany.
This is a debatable one. I feel like it. Go ahead, ladies.
I
first.
understood everything he said. I agree with everything he said, but it's this one right here. Now I understand, you know, not having to have a vehicle, but I want one.
Okay.
I'm that soccer mom. I like being a soccer mom. Keep me in the car.
Yeah.
I can't do the soccer mom duties on the track.
I think I think you can putting all of them on the train and we're gonna head out. I think it's culture based. So if Germany have like a car centric location where people like to show their cars off or go to car shows and this and that nature, you're gonna see them put it out the garage.
On the
or
Autobahn.
you're gonna see them on the Autobahn where they like to have their culture there and do their certain things, meet with their family or their guys, and you know. So I feel like it's culture based. So it is a huge difference, but it's culture based still. So I think people can still have their cars in Germany. without using it as much.
Yeah.
Like they'll just keep it in the park.
Yeah, a lot of our German supporters said that they have their vehicles too.
Yeah.
They like their vehicles.
6. Now go with me here. My number 6 favorite reason why I won't leave Germany: Americans. Hold up. Hold on. Let me explain. The Americans that I meet here and the Americans that choose to live here think like me. Okay? They have the mindset that I do. So the way that I feel about Germany is the way that they feel about Germany. Essentially, they get it. Okay? I know I threw you for a loop by saying that, but that's what I mean. The Americans here, I don't have to deal with them having the typical American mindset. So I'm not as put off about being around other Americans as I probably would be if they had the mindset that most Americans have before coming here. You get what I'm saying? Number 7. Number 7 for me has to...
Okay.
I can't argue with his
I think the nature of this, it's a great perspective. You want to be around like-minded individuals. Mm-hmm. Again, you don't feel like you're in competition. You don't feel like that you need to worry or look over your shoulder. You don't have to fuss with people because they think so differently with you. You can find an understanding between something that y'all disagree with type stuff. You know, those type of people that you kind of want to be around. And I'm pretty sure whatever his purpose is, he can find friends on that level too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So imagine removing yourself and being in a place where you literally have the people around you that you truly would wish to have your own village type stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, you may not have to go to Germany. You could just move to locations around the states or around the cities and find that. But it's the territory about it. Yeah. Because you can have it as a neighbor, but it won't be in the bank. Right. You get what I'm saying?
I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that.
The multicultural atmosphere and the diversity that Germany has. Now, I know on the outside looking in, Germany has kind of the stereotypical outlook of a certain kind of people. But actually, Germany is pretty diverse. There are people from not only the surrounding countries, but countries from afar too. Take the U.S., for example. There are people from all over the U.S. that are now calling Germany their home. There are people from other continents that are now coming here and starting to call this place their home. I know a lot of locals are a little apprehensive about that, but to me, it's still nice to have. I'm not saying I'm welcoming knuckleheads from any place, not at all. What I'm saying is I like the multiculturalism that's happening when it works and when it makes things better for everybody. That's what I love, and that's my number 7. Moving on.
And I think I can agree with that. You do have, we've seen videos that y'all sending where a lot of different people have lived in Germany, and we saw the different reviews they offered. So.
Yeah, the countrysides, the city sides.
Yeah.
To number 8. Number 8, and I think many people coming here are going to like number 8 too. It's the celebrations. I've been to a lot of countries, and so far, I think Germany, to me, has the best celebrations. And that's counting everything, the fests and everything. Weihnachtsfest, Fasching, Oktoberfest, all the fests, all those things that give us the reason to come together and have fun. So far, out of all the places I've been, all the places I've celebrated in, Germany has the best celebrations to me. I don't even think that needs any more explanation. And I also mentioned that in my very first video that got any traction on YouTube right here. So you can trust me when I say that this is a pretty good number 9 for me. Number 9. Now, number 9 has to be freedom of expression. This one I cannot stress enough. Back in the States, it seems like no matter what you do or what avenue you take or what you decide to do with your life, you're always going to be judged for it. You want to get this weird tattoo of a thumb on your chest? You're going to be judged and labeled. You want to go this avenue and do this thing that nobody else has ever done before, but it seems strange to them? You're going to be judged and labeled. You like to wear shoes on your hands? You're going to be judged and labeled. If you like to eat cereal out of a hat, judged and labeled. Now I'm being silly, but the point is, it doesn't matter what someone wants to do with their own life, what they feel like they want to do to make themselves happy and satisfied in their own life, you're going to be judged and labeled for it. And I have to say, here, I'm facing way less of that than I was back in the States. Y'all can tell me if I'm being blind about that, but in my opinion and from my perspective, it's way less judgmental here than it is in the States. So for my number 9, and on this list, I couldn't go without mentioning freedom of expression. And here we are at the very last thing on my list, number 10. You see me? You see this?
Oh.
Unpopular. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way. I'm not on anybody's radar here. Not authorities, not those looking to do harm. No one. I'm totally below the radar. No one cares about me. No one's got their eye on me. Nobody's watching me. And I love it. I love it. I don't even think I have to dig into this any further. If you look like me in any other country, namely the U.S., you know what I'm talking about. You know what kind of attention I'm talking about that's undesirable amongst people like us. So I can't tell you how nice it is to be ignored. I like being ignored. Ignore me. So that's my list. 10 reasons why.
Hey, we're gonna stop right there, bro. Make sure you guys check them out.
I feel like I've seen that on a video before.
I feel that,
we were talking about the stairs and things.
Yeah,
I was like, please ignore me. Please.
Bro,
I don't want to feel like I'm a target.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like that coming from the States, you know what I'm saying? The States did put a bad taste in our mouth. You know what I'm saying? Our people mouth in general. Because everywhere we are, we look like we are being targeted or
I don't want to fit no
prejudiced or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey.
All right, y'all. Those are some good things to discuss. We hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.